Hello and welcome to the next episode of the Explain series with our host, Dr. Bret Palmer. And this week we're going to be talking about relationships. Now, okay, I'm not a relationship counsellor and I don't pretend to be. But one thing I do hear every week, if not every single day, and yesterday 4 times in one day, is people, men and women, coming in and complaining about their relationships. The biggest complaint is, oh, my partner has sex with someone else. I'm really upset or I'm really distraught about that. And I sit there and I hear this time and time and time and time again. And what is clear is most people don't know their relationship status. Or to put it another way, you watching, what is your relationship status? Now, you're probably, if you have answered that, you probably said, oh, I'm single, or I'm partnered, or I'm married, or I'm widower. And that's not what I meant. No one seems to talk about whether they're in an open relationship or a closed relationship. And this is what this is about. So what's the point? Why do you need to ask? Well, for the same reason as why I'm asked every single day about, why did such and such cheat on me? Why did he or she feel that they needed to have sex outside our relationship? Well, you didn't talk about it, and that's as simple as that. Well, not always as simple as that, but it's one of the main things. You've assumed, and people only assume what they will generally benefit them. And so if well, I'm actually married, and if I assume that my partner is going to be in a monogamous relationship with me, that's, when you think about it, a very big assumption, especially when you first go out dating. And this first few months of dating where people make all the big assumptions. Oh, I thought we were exclusive, but apparently we're not. Well, if you didn't agree to it, then why would it be an exclusive arrangement? People don't assume agreements. You've assumed that just because an individual is seeing you, that it's an exclusive relationship, but you haven't actually talked about it. And if you can't talk about it, you can't agree on something. It's as simple as that. Hey, but Doc, this is embarrassing. I don't want to talk about my partner about this. Hang on a moment. So you're having sex with your partner, but you don't want to talk about whether this relationship should be open or closed. Okay. That in itself is a big problem, because if you can't have an intimate, adult, calm discussion about what is or is not acceptable in a relationship, this does not bode well for the future. And speaking of the future, it doesn't matter actually if you're in 2 months in a relationship, 2 years, 20 years, or 45 years into a relationship. I've seen it and heard the complaints in all age groups. So you have to think to yourself, things change, and this is normal. You have attitudes with individuals change. You have sexual intentions change, and also priorities change, whether it be health, work, children, hobbies, whatever. This is all normal, and that's absolutely fine. But in order to accept these changes within a relationship, they also have to be discussed. And relationships that partners have, if you're not prepared to discuss them and change the way things are through agreement, then this will not be good. It may breed resentment. What does that mean? What are you talking about? This seems like a very muddled conversation. Let me give you, for instance, you meet someone, happy as Larry, you have sex often, very often indeed. But as the years go by, things start to get a little bit boring. Things happen, your priorities change. One of you is still up for having regular sex. One of you not really interested. There's too many things going on. I'm too busy at work. I'm a bit stressed with a few things, and I have to do too much housework, or what have you. Whatever the situation, and it's fine to have differing libidos. Completely and utterly fine. But you need to talk about sex, and if someone turns around and says, well, hang a minute, I think I would like a little bit more sex. Can we arrange it? Put it in your diary. Try and make an appointment for sex. I know that's not as romantic as when you were younger, but it is still an important thing to do. If, however, you just think, no, I just don't want to have sex at all. I don't care. I don't want to make an appointment. I just don't want to do sex just for the sake of doing it. That's not good enough for me. I only want to have sex when I feel as I want to have sex. That is completely normal. However, if the other person says, well, hang a minute, I still want to have sex regularly, and if I can't have sex, then what's going to happen? Well, you need to have an adult conversation about it. And then if that conversation turns around and says, well, sorry, I don't want sex, so therefore by default you're not allowed to have sex, that's the end of the story. All that will do is breed resentment. And what will happen then is the individual will go and have sex with someone else regardless and just try and keep it under the radar because he needs it or she needs it for their own mental health, or they won't have sex. And then all of a sudden mental health problems will start to appear. They will not be as happy. They may be a little bit depressed. They may even attempt, and in extreme circumstances, suicide, all because they're not getting any kind of emotional sexual release. And you have to remember there is a difference between the way people approach sex. Some people, sex is nothing more than a physical release, like doing sport. For others, sex is a very strong emotional bond. And just because on American TV they always talk about sex and love are mutually exclusive, you can't have one without the other, that actually is nonsense. You can have one without the other, and it's been frequently shown that couples that talk about sex and even have different sexual relationships within their relationship are more likely to have a positive outlook on life and have a functioning relationship. Because if you take sex out of a relationship, it can lead quite strongly to resentment. And obviously, as I said, if a partner starts to resent the other partner, little petty things can come out of proportion, and relationships can unfortunately break down. And you have to ask yourself, are you a partner or are you a jailer or a prisoner? Now, if you feel like you're the prisoner, you're going to try everything you can to get out of that relationship. And if you're the jailer, well, you probably think everything's Larry until someone escapes from jail, and then you won't realise. And it is quite common for me to listen to people, and from the jailer's perspective, and they say, I don't know what's wrong, I don't know what's happened. They just run off with someone else. We hardly ever have sex, and they went off with someone else. And then you pick down, it's like, well, then you had sex twice a year. It's like, well, I'm always tempted to say, what did you expect? But, what it comes down to, though, is not the lack of sex they're having. It is the lack of discussion, the lack of talking about what it is each partner wants, and the lack of willingness to find a solution. And that is the problem. And so I'm not going to go on too much about relationships. As I said, I'm not a relationships counsellor, and this is purely just from my experiences in a sexual health clinic as a sexual health doctor, listening to both sides of the story. And it is quite clearly that people don't talk about their relationship status. And they don't talk about, when I say relationship status, whether it's an open relationship, you can have sex with other people, or whether it's a closed relationship and it's exclusive to one another. And it's very, very important to talk about this. And it's also important to re-talk about this at different stages of your life in order to keep the relationship stable and sane. It doesn't mean you have to agree with absolutely everything one partner says. Of course not. You don't have to agree to an open relationship. Of course not. But you don't have to agree to a closed relationship. But it is important to realize what the other person wants. Because if you are both aligned in the same direction, that's fantastic. If you are both misaligned, one of you wants an open relationship, one of you wants a closed relationship, it is important to find what is a solution, what is acceptable and what is not acceptable. And you know what? All relationships, every relationship known to man that has ever been in existence on planet Earth will always come to an end in one form or another. Because all relationships have a timeline. Because it's about the journey, not the end destination. And so it is not a bad thing that a relationship comes to an end. What is a bad thing is a relationship that gets destroyed or perceived to be destroyed by the actions of one party because people aren't grown up enough to talk about sex and relationships. And that's a real tragedy. So sit down with your partner, and have a nice, calm, relaxed discussion about the future, about relationships, about what you want, and then take it from there. Good luck. Have good sexual health. Please smash that subscribe button and press like, because that helps support the channel. And I hope you enjoyed this episode. And we'll see you in the next episode of the Explain series, which is just there. Take care and have fun. Bye-bye.